The final gains on the Rivers political crisis on Thursday. NNPC says it has stopped importing refined petrol. On foreign scene, U.S. President-elect Trump to appoint new national security advisor. I'm Ifechukwu Moyela with the news. Commitment to fostering dialogue, reconciliation and healing among Nigeria's ethnic groups. President Tinubu said this in a message commemorating the 2024 Ogoni Martyrs Remembrance Day. He honored the Ogoni activists, including Ken Saro-Wiwa, who were executed in 1995 for their opposition to environmental damage caused by oil exploration in Ogoni land. He pledged to address historical grievances, ensure justice, and work towards sustainable development in the Niger Delta. In the meantime, a constitutional lawyer, Richard Nwokocha, says many believe that conviction or miscarriage of justice. Professor Nwokocha, a lecturer in the Department of Public Law at Rivers State University, told correspondent Mekotoka that there was no concrete evidence linking them to the events of the day they were arrested. He noted that such a pardon would bring justice not only to the historical record, but also to the Ogoni people's struggle for recognition and rights.
Such pardon will clear the good name of the people who were on record wrongfully convicted for a murder or crime they did not commit. That in itself is justice from historical perspective and will be there for posterity. Secondly, it will also be justice to the Ogoni people that their leaders who were wrongfully ringed in and murdered for crime they did not commit have been granted pardon. It will be a victory for the struggle of the Ogoni people, and it will also be justice for the Ogoni people who suffered.
Meanwhile, the parliament
down for democracy to reign, not just in Ogoni land, because of the way the so-called development companies, in collusion with federal government, military government at that time, bastardized the life support system of the people. In other words, bastardized, destroyed the biological environment, which ultimately cripples source of income, source of survival.
Moving on, a stakeholder in Oyibo, Victor Obute, has linked flooding in Oyibo city center to a construction error. Speaking on Nigerian 4FM's Morning Crossfire, Dr. Obute, who is the head of Flood Management Control and Prevention Committee, Oyibo, explained that instead of directing the drainage system to the Imo River, contractors routed them into residential areas. He said this misdirection causes rainwater to accumulate and flow back into these areas, worsening the flood impact.
When the former governor of Rivers State, Barrister E.N. Wike, constructed Old Port Harcourt Aba Road, and of course, one other road they call Umusia Road, cutting across the Leme area, was also worked. But there was a construction scenario, what we called a road construction error in that project. A situation where instead of doing a proper drainage system that could be channeled to a canal, instead of them channeling this drainage to Imo River, for reason best known to them, those drainage systems were moved to residential areas. That is the fundamental cause of the flood ravage in Oyibo.
Dr. Obute also listed some of the recommendations made by the committee to the state government to address this issue.
Recommendations we've made. I made mention of structural approaches and non-structural approach. The structural approach, those are where they have to build drainage. We have this looking at the epidemic impact, the flood situation, and send medical attention to the impacted areas.
Responding, the Rivers State Commissioner for Environment, Sidney Wara, urged residents to be patient, assuring that the government is working to address all flood-affected areas in due time.
What our people need to understand is that this flood is a natural occurrence, not created by either them or us. As a responsible government, our own is to ensure that we step in. And you know, the areas that have been affected are a lot. It's not what we can do in one day. You don't go there empty-handed. You have to go with this. You have to go with a little time.
Now, the president of the and the House of Senate. The panel, led by Justice Onyekachi Otisi, has scheduled a sitting on the 2025 Rivers Appropriation Bill to the Victor Kojumbo-led State House of Assembly by Governor Siminalayi Fubara. It comes after Governor Fubara said he is optimistic that the 10th Assembly will give life to the 2025 budget proposal when it is submitted before them. In October, a Federal High Court also stopped the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) from releasing allocations to the Rivers State government, saying Governor Fubara's presentation of the 2024 budget to a 4-member House of Assembly breached constitutional protocol. A lawyer, John Kennedy, says Governor Fubara's decision is not wrong. Dr. Kennedy told our correspondent that following the defection of 27 lawmakers to another political party, the governor cannot revert to an assembly that is no longer valid.
There's nothing wrong with it because it can't go back to resurrect an assembly. Even the 27-member assembly, they know within themselves, they don't have that moral latitude, that moral confidence to say that